back lines are much less safe. AD carries having to run around a whole lot more. Champions like Lulu, who can save you, Thresh, who can box, and Lantern, they're way more sought after because you've got to suddenly save your back line.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to say this because it probably sounds really stupid, but Soraka, you know, you have a lot of burst healing.
Oh, yeah.
You have a lot of save potential with that champion.
Yes.
And then we even saw Exhaust with Lulu combo. I can't remember the team exactly, but, you know, Zed ever went to the back line, you exhaust him. Yeah. You use everything you can to keep your AD carry alive, and if you couldn't burst him down, it was a lost fight for the team.
I actually really want to see Soraka as a counterpick to Zed, because it's like 120 armor roughly, which will just block whatever he throws at you. The armor buff lasts exactly as long or slightly longer than Deathmark, so it will drop all the bursts that he throws up right after Deathmark, and it'll block the Deathmark damage. Like, I mean, aside from Kale, who like makes you literally invulnerable, like that's pretty darn good. Of course, we've already started champion select. Misfortune's getting grabbed right away.
Yep, and we see. Well, let's go over the ban real quick. We have Zed, Varus, Kha'Zix taken out. So we assume the Zed. We did not think about the Varus or Kha'Zix, so that's really interesting to see taken away. But then the Kennen, Elise, and Caston, we called all three of those, and we, like you said, Giants log in the Misfortune. Going to be going over to Jimbo, who has shown, like originally he played an amazing Kennen, but once it started getting banned out against him, to me, it seemed like he had a tough time getting used to the other AD champions, but he finally, I think, has caught his groove with this Misfortune.
Okay, and we'll see what ends up happening with this. We've seen it work very well so far. Certainly Gambit had a really nice time with it. Just using it, I think my favorite application of that champion actually was using the bullet time against the turret take, just to bring the guys down to half health, and then he had to clean up from Kha'Zix come in afterwards. So it's the Wolves picking their choices, and of course Thresh is allowed available, and looking at Shen as well.
Yeah, we have seen Deficio play an amazing Thresh versus against Authority. I can keep in mind, you know, against Nono, he would always lock him down, and they would go for those picks. It's a really good Thresh. We'll see if he can be the Thresh Junior.
Thresh Prince is open.
No, Thresh Prince is Crepo.
Oh,
so the Thresh Junior.
He can dethrone. I mean, you can have multiple princes.
I was going to say Princess, but no, that doesn't work.
No, we don't have a female support player here.
But we do have a Shen locked in as well. Most likely we'll be going over to Gabro. He likes really tanky champions, you know, Singed, Nidalee even he built a little bit tanky, and then Shen locked in. And then we see, again, we're talking about the Zyra. We see Rumble on top of that. Not sure if Zyra will be mid lane or bot lane, but you're talking about that combo of Varus in Rumble, Varus and Zyra. They did ban that out, but they have that Misfortune as well for the bullet time. So it pretty much does the same thing in the end almost.
I actually really like Zyra against Thresh in the lane overall. I think it's a good pick. And this looks like a Giants lineup. Like, you look at these champions, you're like, yeah, these are champions they all run. They've got Misfortune, Zyra, Rumble, right? AoE team comp. It's very disengaged able because they can run Equalizer, they can run the Zyra ultimate as well. They've got the grasping roots. Like, this is trademark Giants. And actually, there was a specific interaction that I really liked in Giants vs. Dragonborns, where they start a team fight in the mid lane, mid turret's dead, and they land grasping roots on top of Equalizer, and they catch Hosan and they catch Movert, and he is rooted for the entire duration of Zyra E on top of Equalizer. Shen ult goes down on Hosan, still dies within 2 seconds.
Wow. And then we saw them where this kind of similar comp against Gambit last week, where they had a very heavy disengage comp, like you're saying. You know, Gambit would try to go in and catch them, but they would just disengage every time, then chase them back. And obviously, as we saw, Giants did end up taking that victory. But we do see Twisted Fate and Graves locked in. Bjergsen, we know, can play Twisted Fate. It fits with the split push style. Yeah. We'll see if he gets a big enough lead as Ekis Peke got earlier against SK, and potentially go for some split pushing, though. You have a Shen, so you have two champions that can split push right now. And the Graves going to be putting out a lot of damage. I always love how much burst he can do. And with that Thresh combo, if you ever land that hook onto Zyra or even Misfortune, you're going to blow them up.
Well, we're looking at the picks right here, and we did see Diana run by Ocelot against Peke as well. You know, Diana versus TF, and it went okay in lanes, but he never stopped the ultimates. They never actually stopped the TF. They are going to lock that in, so it is support Zyra, unless it's jungle Diana, other things happen. No, it's going to be Hecarim. This is 3.5, where Hecarim was nerfed a little bit on that W cooldown, and they do grab the Jarvan as well, so you called that one right away, and here we go. Here's your lineups.
Okay, well, let's look at this. So we have Hecarim. You said he was nerfed a little bit in the jungle. He is running Ghost at this point, so he has that nice speed to get in there. His ultimate, to be honest, to me, is so amazing. Like, you can create so many opportunities with that. You can always get in the back line as long as you can aim it in the right direction, which I'm pretty sure every person can do. And then you create that opportunity with your soaking up damage. You can heal up with the W. And also, you're really quick clear in the jungle. And like the Jarvan being locked in for Copenhagen Wolves, we've seen it, you know, time and time again. I don't have to say it. It's either Jarvan or Xin, like we were saying before, for Sven Skaren. And you have a nice engage with that. You have the Shen to follow up with a nice taunt. You even have a potential hook. Then you have that gold card to come in with the burst damage out of Grace. So they have a really nice lineup. We talked about him before last week, where they were running that Orianna Jarvan combo, and they didn't seem to have a lot of damage, but actually I think they ran the Grizz with it as well last time, but this time it looks like they have the damage they're going to need against the Giants, who very assassin-like, you know, because you have that ultimate out of Rumble to lock down the other team, is to slow them down. Yeah. Then you have Extra get the back line. You have Babetta, who played phenomenal with the Zyra ultimates to set up an entire fight for your team. And like you're saying before, Giants want to go for these team fights, and Wolves, they want to go for that early game advantage.
It is interesting, right? And you just mentioned sort of the like quasi-assassination available. The AoE of Giants is all so long-range, they actually can participate from really, really far away, even on just one target, and start a 5-on-4. Now, guys, we are about to get underway into this game. This is number 5 versus number 6 in the standings, staying top 6. So important right now. The loser will be tied for 7th against All Authority. So this is a must-win for both of these teams right here. You see the Copenhagen Wolves on your screen right now. They are the red team in this game, and this is going to be a brutally important game. We're down to the last 2.5 weeks of the season. The game is underway. Copenhagen Wolves once again on the red side. Giants on blue. You see them on your screen right here. And oh man, this game is incredibly important.
Yeah, and I'm trying to look at the lanes right now and see which one's going to be like the most crucial lane to watch. I'd have to say top lane and bot lane. You know, mid lane we're not really expecting too much because it's always a twist of fate when it ult into other lanes. But you know, Rumble should be able to take Shen. You know, once he hits level 2 or 3. And then he can keep him pushed out of lane the entire time. Obviously, he can't stop his ultimate, but he can do so much damage to him that he can force him out of lane.
Yeah, well, right now we're actually seeing the Wolves look at a lane swap right here. Graves already ran towards the top half of the map, which tells me he's looking to stay on that section. Morden is waiting around towards the middle. He might be going for, I mean, he doesn't have any wards himself, but he's trying to make sure his team can ward. And aside from Jim Bones, they are all grouped up here. Flag comes down, so they know Jarvan's nearby, but Babetta gets a really nice ward down onto the Wraith camp. So they will know a bit about the Wolves' opening setup here.
Yep, and I was curious to see if Wolves might try to invest in a pink, or put a pink ward down there to lead that vision away. But Divisio has to be careful. He doesn't want to be spotted here, because if he is, then the Giants will know they're going for a lane swap, and they probably will send who they want in that top lane against them. So if he doesn't really show himself, Giants going to be going back into their own jungle here, and they have all 5 members there. Like, they haven't really separated yet to each take jungle camps on their own. And it looks like they haven't really decided on lanes just yet, as we do see the Wolves poising to go in here on this blue.
They did eventually use a vision ward there, so Divisio did sweep that one out. So there's no more jungle vision at all from Giants, and we'll see if that pans out to be something good here for Copenhagen Wolves. They're still grouped up in the top half, though. It's a minute 40, and they're looking to get a late steal on the blue buff. However, Babetta is going to sit there. No, he's not in the brush.
The thing is, there is no flash on Morden. If they lock him down with that hook from Divisio, they will be able to kill him. As Babetta does spot them, puts a ward down, and they should be able to escape.
Jim Bones, he walked right in front of the team, but he cleansed out the gold card. He's going to be okay. However, this gives complete control of this brush for the Wolves, unless he can smite steal this, but he's been revealed by a ward. It's 4-on-4.
And it looks like they might even back away here, but they are trying to contest it quite well. Giants using all their CC down right now, so they really can't contest it anymore, but it's all about who can smite this correctly, and it will be Svenskeren taking it.
All right, nice pickup there. Good reflexes. Of course, both junglers were there. Wards were there on both sides as well. Just better reflexes, better timing from the Wolves. So Morden is down to a pretty rough opener here. Bierce is going to be heads up 1-on-1 against Exeter. We're going to see how this lane pans out.
And the thing was that Morden stuck around so long trying to take that blue buff. He ended up not getting it in the end because of that, and now he's really far behind. You just mentioned, you know, we'll see how he copes with that, and maybe some ganks would really put him back in the game, as he should be able to secure his own red. But will he go in for the enemy blue is the real question to me.
Well, we'll see right now. It's Svenskeren going towards his own red right there, so he is nowhere to be seen on that side of the map. However, the Wolves have 2 wards in their right-hand side river. They will see if Morden goes for the blue steal, so it's going to be difficult for Giants to do anything about that.
It will, and then we'll see if the Wolves will react to it as well on top of that to really shut him down, because that should be a pretty easy kill for them. You have the Shen, the taunt down there, you have Twisted Fate to come in with the gold card, the knockup out of Svenskeren, who can really just keep him locked down permanently, as it looks like he won't in fact go for that. As you are seeing that top lane, the test trying to keep that lane pushed up a little bit, but they got to be careful, because if they ever get locked down with that grasping roots, it gives Misfortune a lot of time to take you down.
Well, they're not to be too afraid of the pony just yet. They know he'll be low on mana and health going through the jungle camps, and that he had to run towards the red camp first. So not even too afraid of that early vision ward being there. He could be coming for this. That would be a bit of a force if they did. And now he is recalling, and there is a ward coming down. Problem is, it is still in range of the vision ward. So we'll see if the Giants can stomp that one out. Svenskeren out of potions, has the buffs, lurking around mid lane, but not finding anything either.
And the real thing that has to happen now is the Wolves, Svenskeren has a giant lead over Morden, but can they capitalize on it? That's the real thing, because we saw with Dragonborn's versus Against All Authority, we saw Dexter get, first blood. He got a lot of farm, and he wasn't able to capitalize, wasn't able to create any opportunities for his team. So we're going to have to see if Svenskeren tries to go for that, but we do have wards down in the top lane to really deny that vision. Actually, a pink ward down for Giants, and that really should cut off his access as Morden's going to come up, I think, just to kill the ward and then walk away.
Well, he'll get spotted, but here's kind of the mind game, of course, because they won't know if he goes back to the jungle or if he camps the lane. So Svenskeren's probably going to wait around to camp this one out, because he has no potions, so he's actually running lower and lower on health, and Morden's going to go and just kind of farm up for a bit. But Babetta now has control of the lane. He's got plants up in the brush, and the Wolves, they have no idea what's going to happen to them. They still have to be pretty afraid here.
I still like their setup, though, because Deficio's sitting a little bit back, and because of that, he can always put that lantern down, and then always help Graves to escape, even if Hecarim does come in. So it's going to be a really hard lane for him to gank either way, as he does hold mid lane just for a little bit, try to catch up in CS, or at least in levels. But we did have Svenskeren back, picked up a Madrid's Razor, and even Morden was able to afford his Spirit Stone.
All right, now we can see what happens. Of course, 16-20, a bit of a minion lead for Svenskeren. You actually see a 200 gold lead or thereabouts for the Wolves overall. So the laning phase is going their way. A lot of that is from Twisted Fate, so keep that in mind, that it's not necessarily from individual outplays, but just from that passive. Exterminari still 1v1 against Bjergsen, 33-32. They are head-to-head and neck right now. 33-36 for the AD carries, 23-20 in the jungle. I mean, there's really nothing separating the teams right now, which has to worry you if you're a Wolves fan.
Svenskeren was not spotted coming in. He does not have red buff anymore, but Samix does have that flash to get away. We might see an engage here.
And he's going to go in and overheat. A lot of damage from Samix. They land the taunt, though. Svenskeren finds a lot of damage. Samix should not even flash for this one. He's going... I don't know why he flashed there. He got just bodied right there by Svenskeren. Great pickup.
And that's why Svenskeren is so good. Well, we'll get back to that in a second. So you do see again capping on the mid lane into Bjergsen, who does pop an ignite on Exter, and they are going to back away, it looks like.
Well, the Ghost is still available for Morden. Oh, wow, the damage he put into Exter was pretty high. Bjergsen, of course, still does have Flash, and they decided they just didn't have the pressure to keep him out of his lane. Hecarim is still lurking around. He's actually going to steal away the Wraiths, because, of course, they know that Jarvan is still at the bottom half.
But we're still going to have a lot of farm denied over to Samix because of this push on the bot lane. And real quick, just to go back, I was saying Svenskeren, that just shows his mastery of that champion, because he just went in with the taunt, didn't use his EQ combo because he knew the other person had flash. He didn't want to commit to it. As you do see, Bjergsen getting caught right here, but we have the Shen ultimate coming down.
They do bring the Shen. He's going to be in range. He lands the taunt on the Morden. The red card is going to be what lands, and it's not enough damage. The wild cards are, though, and now it is suddenly Svenskeren underneath the turret, but they weren't ready for that one. Forced to flash away. Gold card lands. Extra takes some damage, but not a kill picked up there. Still, 2-0 Wolves ahead.
And that right there is what we're pointing out in the highlighted player list before we start this game. It's Svenskeren, he likes to initiate. He has really good timing on it, but right there, he initiated when his team wasn't ready to go in, and he almost died and paid the price for it. But still, in the end, it works out for them. A nice 2-0 lead, and the Wolves looking very, very hungry right now.
They are very hungry. They've got a camp. They're hunting together, looking for Giants to kill. And maybe they won't go hungry tonight. Right now, the test now. 2v1 against Jim Bones, actually forced to run away. The damage back there from Misfortune, even with just a Vamp Scepter, quite high. So the Giants were the first to back here. They've got the items first, but 60 minions are there for Graves. He's going to buy a lot of items himself as Morden clears out the Wraiths.
Smart play by Giants. So they did back earlier when the wave was pushed out, so they didn't miss any CS or farm, but now they're trying to push the wave up against Wolves to try to force them to miss some CS, but they realize they're not going to be able to do that in time. We're going to have to back away, but God, bro, Giants belt, Ruby Crystal, all from that first gank. That has put him so tanky that I'm pretty sure Samix shouldn't be able to kill him in a 1v1 anymore.
It will be difficult. He even gets more sustained because his Q heals off of max health. Pass back to the mid lane was held very generously by Morden here. You see 50-59, still a pretty close matchup in this mid lane. And Morden might be getting his first blue buff of the game. Actually, he might even not. He's probably going to go to Exter. And you can see he runs off to the side. This tells Wolves they know they started on blue buff. Of course, they had it timed the first place. And Svenskeren is coming across the wall. His smite is not up, though.
See if he can still, maybe with the lucky flag right here as he's not gonna do something. Oh, not quick enough. And they will get that over Diana. That was a big play by them to lock that down and keep it on him. But we should point out, Bjergsen is level 7 now. He can ulti as he looks like he's heading down there to go for it anyways. But we have Samix in the bot lane, no flash. So he has to play so passive, because if he gets taunted and then locked down with Twist of Fate, he's going to die again. And he cannot afford to die in lane when it's already happened once. He cannot afford to fall that much farther behind Shen.
Now they've got to be able to have someone who can deal with Vindy Godbro's push. So
he was going for it right there, but ended up backing away.
Yeah, well, right now Samix has backed off. Morden level 5. you're seeing that the Svenskeren is already 6, so there's a full level lead across the, actually level and a half, heck, across the junglers. That is a big difference right there. Bjergsen is 7, and he's actually going to go for the top. A bunch of damage there from Godbro, but he's overextended because here comes Hecarim off from the side. Is it going to be enough to kill him? The flash is available from Shen. They're going to dash on in. A lot of damage here. They're going to go in for it. Of course, the equalizer is available. Godbro flashes away from it, though. He gets out pretty cleanly.
Yeah, that was. I don't even think that was a misplay. I think that was actually a smart job by him because you had Bjergsen coming down a little bit to help out. It looks like he wanted to bait Hecarim in, like, hey, come at me, and then they wanted to turn around against them. But still, you saw how much damage Godbro took. It wouldn't have worked out in the end. But we do have Bjergsen. He's going to secure his own blue here, and he will maybe be able to find the ult because he hasn't done it just yet. And you know, in the Fnatic SK game, we saw Expected going down there pretty much every cooldown or into a lane to go for some kills.
Yeah, he's not really found the openings on that dual lane. It is a 2v2, you know, heads up. And, you know, it was mentioned before that, Cyanide said that Sona Twitch doesn't have really good disengage. They can't run away from these fights. Apparently, they just really respect the Babetta Zyra here that is saying that he's going to be able to disengage from these fights, even though they do have Thresh here able to start fights.
Yeah, and there was, I want to point this out right now, and I probably shouldn't, but yesterday during the match, actually, we do see Svenskeren going in the mid lane. I'll get back to that point in just a second.
He finds a lot onto Extra. Of course, the gold card is available. They land that stun. A lot of damage is there. They're going to go back in on the Svenskeren. There are a lot of damage being done, but Svenskeren finds the kill anyway. They got the stun onto Morden as well. The wild cards are there. One more hit, and he finds it. He finds the kill. Svenskeren with the flag toss picks up a double kill.
And we see Bjergsen go down towards the bot lane now for Samix.
And the stun is there. The Shen should be in range. If he's not, he's almost. Another gold card. That's going to be enough for Shen to close the gap. There's the taunt, and there's the burst damage. Godbro finds a kill. 3 assists there for Bjergsen.
And wham bam, thank you, man. That was 3 kills coming in about 30 seconds for Wolves. They are getting pretty far ahead at this point. And I want to go back to this point I tried to point out is that no, they're not going to let me do it as we do see him trying to be aggressive on the top and Shen ulti coming in.
The Shen ult comes on. They go. The knockup is there. Does not quite land on a Shen. Great flash from Dimbones. Keeps him alive. And the bullet time says, hey, Wolves, back off of this one. You get nothing out of it. And there we go. The Wolves forced to reset.
Okay, I'm not even going to talk about that point because I'm going to keep fighting
go
if
ahead.
I do. Okay, so we saw something interesting in the Cursed TSM match yesterday with Thresh, where you can wind up that Q and then flash into the person to make. Actually, we do see.
And they're going to go back in for the battle. The taunt does land. Goodbye, Babetta. Jason, talk again. I want another fight.
You want another fight? Okay, so you can prop your Q to start and then flash into someone, and it will land right away because you're right next to them, and that can create opportunity for you to go for a nice kill. It was in the Cursed TSM match.
And there's another fight going on for the mid lane. Bjergsen and Extra are fighting head to head right now. Continue, Jason.
Oh, I'm done.
No, go. No, just kidding. Bjergsen is there, and so is Extra Minari, and so is Svenskeren. Extra tried to run away. Now Morden is here as well. The damage is on. Oh, Svenskeren has pixel perfect accuracy. Finds another kill. The gold card is there, and they're going to go on to Morden. The shield is there. Another double kill for Svenskeren. Jason, continue.
No, there's no possible way a kill can happen right now. So yeah, you can wipe the Q, you can flash into it and catch the person. In the TSM Curse game, we saw Special do it. Worked out very well for them. See if the support's here. There's no fight breaking out.
Oh my gosh! I'm just kidding.
See if they will use that eventually. But we talked about Svenskeren. We talked about his Jarvan and his Inzao. And that is why he deserves a ban. 5-0-1 now. He's creating so many opportunities. The downside, he's been getting the kills onto himself, but the upside, they're getting kills. It's 8-0 now. They're going to be starting off this Dragon. They should be able to lock this one down.
Yeah, that Dragon is going to be going down pretty early. It seems the Wolves are preparing for one of their matchups later on in this month, making sure they know how to take down the Dragons. Giants moving off across. Of course, they will not stop this one in time. Quickshot's just shaking his head. Bjergsen, the thing is, there's a ward there. They see Samix. He doesn't actually know where Svenskeren is. They're going to find him here with the gold card, and they're going to get the knockup as well. Samix is not going to like his life. He flashes away. There's the ult coming across, but a beautiful equalizer. Samix does go down, but they find the kill back. Not quite the knockback onto Bjergsen, but they trade 1 for 1.
Yeah, 1 for 1, but they gave away a giant killing spree bonus over to Extra. 500 extra gold from that, and you don't want to get Diana fed.
500 extra gold?
Yes.
Continue, Jason.
Get that nice extra gold, and it will help them get really fed here, and you don't have a fed Diana, but still, they got Dragon, they got 1 for 1, and they put him ahead.
All right, we'll see what ends up happening. I'm just grinning right now because it was such a bad joke. Godbro shoving this bottom lane down. That is going to be 2 for 0. The Wolves have it, but the ult coming out from TF. He's going to find Extra right in the mid lane. He pulls him back, but has turret aggro. Bjergsen with the spooky ghost slows down Extra. Is it going to be enough? He fires back in. The double dash is there, but Bjergsen says, double dash. Not a good enough game. That's going to be my kill picked up. And there we go. Bjergsen just finds another kill in the mid lane.
And that Twin Shadows early buy for him completely working out right there. Great play by him overall. He caught Extra under his own turret, so he actually got some damage onto him from it, and a little bit of assistance. And he actually might have died if he didn't get that extra damage.
Just enough damage. And there we go. Missing a couple of abilities there, Deficio. Yeah, in between the two posts, 3 points for the field goal, or 1 for the regular goal, depending on the football you like. And the test, here we go. Just chilling up in the top lane. Godbro and Samix still heads up. And impressively, Samix is picking fights despite being down really heavily. And that might have been a mistake. Godbro goes in for the taunt. A lot of damage there. Would you look at Samix just dropping in health. He's kiting incredibly well. The flash comes out from Godbro, and the Q is enough to pick it up. That's another kill picked up for Shen.
And that is a 0 for Samix right now. We talked about he needs to get back in the game. He can't afford to be killed over and over in the bot lane, and yet it's happening every time now. He's going to be out of the game for a long time. This gives the Wolves, even if they're not amazing at team fighting, it gives them such a huge advantage that they couldn't possibly lose a team fight at this point.
We'll see what.
As I say that, they're going to lose a team fight.
It's a possibility. It's the caster curse, man. You can't claim anything. Ringster sitting up in this mid lane. He's getting his farm back up 96 to 116. A bit of a deficit there overall between these two mid laners. You're seeing the top lane goes so well for the Wolves as well. Godbro 110 minions, 2-0 and 3. Svenskeren is just cleaning the jungle out. But Morden, whether he's been holding lanes or not, is he has got more minion farm than his opponent.
The thing is, he's been reactionary this entire time. He hasn't been able to create a gank for himself. He's always been reacting to where Svenskeren is and just kind of stopping a gank, or as you saw, just stopping one death from happening.
Yeah, he's got no successful ganks from it at the very least. He's tried. He's certainly put pressure on Bjergsen, but he's not found the kill from it. And Svenskeren is just clearing house right now. Now the golems are going down to him. We'll see if he gives it away to Bjergsen. Looks like he is. He's waiting around. That's going to be going to TF. So blue buff going to be picked up there. And there's the pickup.
Yeah, and this is all stemmed from that level 1 action that we saw out of the Wolves. They were able to take the blue wave from Morden, and because of that, because Svenskeren getting so far ahead, it forced him to play reactionary and try to stop him, not to mention the 6 kills he has under his belt. Kind of helps a little bit.
It does help at least a little bit right now. Morden is actually waiting around. He expected a turret dive to actually happen in the mid lane. He's looking for a counter gank, but the ult comes out from TF, finds it in the top lane. A lot of burst damage to Bjergsen, but he has the Shen ult as well. Where is it going to be? Godbro lands the... No, he doesn't. It gets flashed out. Where are they going to look for now is Jim Bones. He cleanses it, but he does not have enough durability. He almost finds the kill back, though. Nearly kills Bjergsen. Extra, though, he's looking for the cleanup. Will he have what it takes? Godbro puts a ward down. Extra turns around.
And they might get sandwiched in here. Svenskeren trying to get an opportunity. He is very fed right now. He has a Giant's belt, and he is with that red buff trying to get them slowed.
And he does get a little bit of a slow off there. There's the pony dashing in, and Svenskeren taking a bunch of punishment knocked around. There's going to be a bunch of pain. He does go down. Extra finds that kill. He's the only one, but here comes the box. It finds one. Morden goes down. Now it's Extra taking a bunch of damage. Can he deal with this right now? It does not. It's going to be the test killing it, and now it's the Shen finding another one. So kill after kill, 3 for 1. That goes for the Wolves.
That was a 4 for 1 in the end, as we did see Jim Bones at the top lane go down, but that was... I was questioning that engage out of Svenskeren right there, but it completely worked out for them in the end. That global presence out of that Twisted Fate and Shen just shut down that top lane. They will be able to turn off this, not to mention the test. 3-0 and 2, has double buffs, has a Bloodthirster, and has 1,100 gold to spend. And we talked about Bjergsen. He was 2-0 and 7, but because he's now on the team, or he's back on the team, it allowed the test to finally grow as an AD carry and not have so much pressure. And you're seeing it right here.
Yeah, you saw basically Morden spend most of his time trying to get Twisted Fate. He did not quite land any of those ganks, so you saw the rest of these lanes just flourish.
Bjergsen's coming in from River. The ward died right before it was shown, and they will be able to pick up a kill here.
It was blind, and they just eviscerate him, and they're going to go in onto Jim Bones. Of course, Bjergsen is taking damage. He locks, not yet a gold card, finally gets it. Jim Bones taking a bunch of burst, and Bjergsen does find that one. Nice stun picked up there. Double kill for the Twisted Fate. That was a solo kill.
That timing was really unfortunate for Giants right there at the ward falling down, but I think that was actually luck out of Bjergsen in the end. But it's 4-0 and 7, has 7,600 gold total, and no one on the other team has broken 5,000 gold at this point.
Oh, he's so massive. Of course, the test, though, not in a great place. Dashes back, but it might have been a bait. Extra is there, finds a bunch of damage. The gold card isn't going to be enough. Test so low, and Extra does pick it up, but he's been shut down back by Bjergsen.
And they transferred double buffs over to Bjergsen. In the meantime, we did have Copenhagen Wolves pushing that mid lane. We have Svenskeren trying to catch Morden here. Will he be able to get the kill?
He gets the knock up there. The pony is running away, does not have his ult or ghost available. He will run away cleanly from this one, though. The Wolves putting down a ward in the lane. Samix running around a little bit as well. But no, nothing really picked up there. Giants just kind of picking up the scraps in the mid lane.
And kill spread yet again. I want to go back into that freak because I haven't told about it every single game, but look how important it is. You have 3 kills on extraction. You might see Morden getting caught here.
And it's going to be an easy taunt if he can land it. Actually goes for the flay first. There's the taunt as well. Morden could not dash away from this one at all. He's trying to run with low health. There's a Cataclysm. There is no way Morden runs from that one. Kill picked up for Svenskeren. 0-5-1 now on the death pony, and the gold card's gonna find Babetta. Look at the burst damage there. He's trying to find the burst. It's so low. Bjergsen gets the kill. Svenskeren for an assist.
We've seen so many fantastic Twisted Fate plays today already, and Bjergsen just keeping that rolling. And that's 20-3 at this point. You see Godbro taunting in on that bottom lane. Sam's very low. He's gonna have to flash here.
Taking a bunch of pain. In fact, does have to flash away from the flag toss from Svenskeren. The lantern is there. Does not quite land the hook. Exter is kind of left all alone right there. Svenskeren saying, yeah, you need to run away, though. I'm a manly Jarvan. 7-2-5. And another turret now, 4-0 for the Wolves.
And the Wolves are just snowballing this game. We talked about having a very strong early game presence, but they've taken that, the advantage they created in the beginning, and just snowballed it. They see Morty getting caught again with the taunt.
And look at the burst damage on him. Goes down right away. Not much ult coming out from him now. It's Svenskeren taking a bunch of punishment, but the shadow comes off, keeping him alive. Just put some damage on the turret, but he backs off.
Wow, and the Wolves are just playing phenomenal. 21-3 now at this point. You can look at the kill spread over for Giants. 3 kills on the Extra. He has every single kill for their team, and only 2 assists for Rumble and 1 for Morden right now. So the assist money hasn't been spread around that much. And on the other side, 4-0-7 Godbro, 7-2-6 Svenskeren, 7-0-7 Bjergsen, and a 3-1-5 test. Like, that is... It couldn't get any better than that to spread around the kills.
Yeah, 0-0-5, in fact, on the support as well. Always a nice one to pick up there. Let's see what is up next. Exter looks to find the test. 1v1. This is going to be very, very telling. Jumps in, finds one, does not land the Moonfall. He's not going to go for another dash either, so the test gets out with a nice quick draw.
We have Dragon up yet again. Will the Wolves actually go for it? They don't really need the goal at this point. They just need to pretty much group up and just end the game. And they're keeping Samix out of the game right now. He has 101 farm to the 120 of his counterpart. He's still behind everyone on the other team. Shen actually has... Well, he's 126 to the 160 of Misfortune. I was going to say it has more CS than everyone on Giants, but at least Misfortune is keeping the game. Like, Jim Bones is doing a good job. He's keeping up in farm, but with having no kills or assists in his pocket, the gold is not existent.
Yeah, and you just look at the difference in items the overall. He's got, oh no, it's Extra. He's going to be found. He actually misses the Q, but it's not going to matter anyway. Bjergsen with a bunch of pain. Moonfall goes off, has a shield as well. Now, a Lichbane blue card is all it takes. Bjergsen finds another kill.
He walked away from that explosion right there.
Sunglasses on.
Did she just whisper have sunglasses?
No.
Oh, that would have been funny if he did. But we do have Baron as potential. Pink ward is picked up for the Wolves to put down, and they could go for it if they want. They are so far ahead they don't really need to, but it might just make them feel more safe.
Yeah, well, certainly safety is... well, isn't that the Wolves have and not so much the Giants? They're easy targets, they're so tall, so... It's going to be difficult for him. I actually heard the sigh from Joe Miller. I have soundproof headphones on and I heard that sigh. So, again, the Dragon going down once more for the Copenhagen Wolves, proving they are still the baddest jungle camp on the Rift. This is going to be theirs just cleanly. 39,000 gold they're going to have against 25,000 from Giants. Certainly a big lead there. Almost 10K right now on Bjergsen. He is massive. 50% more individually than anyone on the other team.
Yep, and the Wolves, like, you see why they're so far ahead, because they took all the belts from the Giants. They're sitting on 3 Giants belts at this point. Used to be at the beginning of the season, whoever had the most Giants belts would win the game. But still, with Svenskeren being 7-2, you cannot kill him. Oh, we do have Giants. They're trying to go for a sneaky kill here. They might be able to pick it up.
This is really smart. They're going to get a 2-man route. The ults come off. Look at the burst damage. And they don't even find one kill. It's Godbro in the middle. Finds a beautiful taunt. So much AoE. Godbro still taking damage. Svenskeren getting dropped low, but they find Morden first, and they don't find anything else afterwards. A beautiful setup, and they get nothing for it.
That was amazing play out of Giants, but they just were too far behind at this point to make it worth anything. We saw a perfect taunt. Actually, sorry, perfect grass roots come out of Babetta. And then we saw a perfect taunt come in from Godbro, who just got every single member of the Giants, locked them down, and it looks like it will be a surrender out of the Giants.
GG, well played, 22.5 minutes in, and that will be the Copenhagen Wolves retaking 5th place over the Giants, knocking them down a peg, and there you can see them. Good mix of relief and happiness on their faces there. And that was just very amazing play by that team.
It almost, I hate to say it, almost looked too easy. But, I mean, the Wolves, they caught them. They caught the Giants off guard in the beginning. They took the blue way, and they kept Morden out of the game. And they even did a great job of keeping Jimbo's Babetta not from getting farmed. And then Samix, who just got shut down completely in lane.
Yeah.
Wolves did a fantastic job.
They put the pressure in all the right places. And I want to point out again that Giants spent a lot of effort trying to take down Bjergsen. We saw Morden gank him multiple times and never found his footing. Could never knock him down to the right turn, never find quite the kills, and it relieved the pressure. Everyone else just succeeded so well.